Hello and welcome to the Title I Part C Education of Migratory Children for Beginners training. My name is Idalia Bañez, Migrant Education Program Director at TEA. Joining me in providing this training is Nes Paniagua, TEA-MIP Coordinator, and Lori Pivito, Project Manager of the ESC 20 MIP initiatives mentioned in this training. During this training, we will be providing you with an opportunity to understand the purpose of the Migrant Education Program, to understand migratory student eligibility, to review the most current Texas MIP data, to understand program requirements, understand fiscal requirements, understand priority for service or PFS definition criteria and implementation process, and identify available resources to support MIP requirements. The Migrant Education Program, like many other programs, includes several acronyms. I would like to review some of the ones mentioned in this training. We've got IDNR, which is Identification Recruitment, TX-NGS, which is Texas New Generation System, M6 is Migrant Student Information Exchange, SIC, which is a Continuous Improvement Cycle, CNA is Comprehensive Needs Assessment, MPO is Measurable Program Outcomes, OME, Office of Migrant Education, OSY, Out of School Youth, PFS is Priority for Services, QAD is Qualifying Arrival Date, and SDP is Service Delivery Plan. The purpose of the Migrant Education Program is to assist states in supporting high-quality and comprehensive educational programs and services during the school year and, as applicable, during the summer or intersession periods that address the unique educational needs of migratory children. To ensure that migratory children who move among the states are not penalized in any manner by disparities among the states in curriculum, graduation requirements, and challenging state academic standards. Ensure that migratory children receive full and appropriate opportunities to meet the same challenging state academic standards that all children are expected to meet. To design programs to help migratory children overcome educational disruption, cultural and language barriers, social isolation, various health-related problems, and other factors that inhibit the ability of such children to succeed in school, and to ensure that migratory children benefit from state and local systemic reforms. The general purpose of the MIP is to ensure that migratory children fully benefit from the same free public education provided to non-migratory children. The Title I Part C program, also known as the Migrant Education Program, is a federal program. Title I Part C, as amended, authorizes grants to states to establish or improve directly or through local agencies programs of education for migratory children. The Code of Federal Regulation provides applicable regulations related to the Migrant Education Program. The non-regulatory guidance provides guidance to states and local operating agencies or local education agencies in the use of funds and implementation of supplemental educational and support services to assist migratory children.
The first requirement we want to talk about today is the identification and recruitment of migratory children. According to ESA Section 1304C8 and 1309 through to 5 as amended, the state will assist in determining the number of eligible migratory children. In order to meet the goal of supporting the academic success of migratory children, the MIP must first identify and recruit these children. Eligibility is the first step needed to begin the process of serving migratory children. Once a child is identified as possibly migratory, then a determination of eligibility for the Migrant Education Program must be made. Who makes this determination? The agency carries out its IDNR responsibilities by subgranting each of the 20 regional ESCs to train and provide technical assistance to the LEAs with migrant projects regarding IDNR requirements, policies, and practices. Locally, designated recruiters and designated state education agency, or SEA, reviewers must complete the annual IDNR training as provided by the state. The necessary guidance is provided through the Texas Manual for Identification and Recruitment of Migratory Children. In addition, the TEA provides a course in IDNR for recruiters and reviewers. Before setting out to perform the task of eligibility determinations, the designated staff, recruiters, and reviewers must take this course and demonstrate mastery of the material. The identification and recruitment of migratory children is essential because the state educational agency must create a record of eligibility for each migratory child before he or she can receive any of the MEP's educational or support services. The longer it takes a state to find a migratory child, the more time passes before the child receives the extra services he or she needs to succeed. Furthermore, the children who are most in need of the MEP services are often the most difficult to find. Migratory children who are not identified may experience problems such as delays in placement or incorrect school assignment, failure to count partial credits, or inappropriate course sequence for graduation from the student's home-based school, and obstacles to receive necessary supplemental services. Even if an individual migratory child doesn't receive direct services, it is important to identify all migratory children so their needs can be assessed and monitored to plan future services if a need does arise. Not all temporary or seasonal workers are eligible for the MEP because a worker must have moved due to economic necessity from one residency to another and from one school district to another, and have engaged in new qualifying work soon after the move, or if the worker did not engage in new qualifying work soon after the move, actively sought such employment and had a history of moves for qualifying work. The eligibility requirements for the MEP require strong analytical skills to properly evaluate eligibility. As mentioned before, eligibility is the first step needed to begin the process of serving migratory children. Once a child is identified as possibly migratory, then a determination of eligibility for the Migrant Education Program must be made. Making this determination requires the usual steps in any type of investigation, determining the who, when, why, and what. First of all, who is a migratory child? To make this determination, the recruiter and reviewers must determine the following. Is the child under the age of 22? Children between 3 and 21 may be eligible for the MEP. Is the child lacking a U.S. issued high school diploma or certificate of high school equivalency? Once they have graduated or obtained a certificate of high school equivalency, they do not qualify for the program. Is the child or does the child have a parent, guardian, or a spouse who is a migratory agricultural worker or migratory fisher? Did the child move on his or her own as a migratory agricultural worker or migratory fisher, or move to a company or to join a parent, spouse, guardian who is a migratory agricultural worker or migratory fisher within the preceding 36 months? The children have 36 months of eligibility from the last qualifying move. Did the family move due to economic necessity? This is a quick key question because the purpose of the program is to serve the children of migratory agricultural workers and fishermen. What is the qualifying seasonal employment or temporary employment in agriculture or fishing work? Reasons for developing an action plan. An action plan helps the recruiter, the supervisor, and other recruitment staff organize and prioritize recruitment activities and establish timelines for their completion. The recruiter who has a clear objective and plan for reaching them is more likely to be successful than a recruiter who leaves things to chance. The primary reason for developing a action plan include the following. The process of creating an IDNR action plan forces the recruiter to think about what should be accomplished to accomplish recruitment objectives, to decide the best way to attain these objectives, and to develop specific action steps and their timelines for their completion. An IDNR action plan encourages the recruiter to be efficient and to use time wisely. IDNR action plans keep the recruiter focused on the task. Recruiters will face many different situations in the field and on the job. An action plan focuses on recruiter to a specific set of tasks. The completed IDNF action plan can serve as the basis for evaluating the recruiter's efforts and for continually adjusting and improving the recruiter's strategies for finding migratory children. If the recruiter leaves the job, for example, they retire or move, the new recruiter has a clear blueprint for how to recruit in the local area. In the IDNR manual, we provide a template of an IDNR plan. Again, we know that recruitment can be very specialized to the area, so we encourage recruiters, reviewers, and anybody involved in the Migrant Education Program to take a look at this template and adapt it to their special needs locally. Migrant population distribution. The largest concentration of Texas migrant families, approximately 55% of the Texas migrant student population, reside in Region 1, the Rio Grande Valley. Large concentrations of migrant families also reside in Eagle Pass, San Felipe del Rio, El Paso, Amarillo, and Brownfield. Migration patterns, interstate moves in Texas. Large concentrations of migratory students from Texas move to the following states: Minnesota, Michigan, North Dakota, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Additionally, a lot of our families move to the states of California, Florida, and other states in the Midwest region. Texas Migrant Education Program numbers over the years. As you can see, we have had a decline in the number of migratory students identified in the past years. In 2017-2018, we had about 30,000 students identified. As of last year, 2020-2021, which is the latest year that we have data for, we had a total of almost 23,000 students. This trend of decreased population has been experienced throughout the nation. It's not just in Texas. But something we do want to highlight is that the students that we're identifying, we are serving them in larger numbers. We're closing the gap between identified and served. The profile of a migratory child. Take a look at these scenarios. These are the children of America's migratory workers, and their education suffer as a consequence of their families' high mobility. The purpose of the MIP is to locate these children, determine whether they are eligible for the program, and if so, provide them with a supplemental instructional and support services that they need to succeed in school.
Now we would like to provide you with an overview of MIP requirements. An important part of understanding the program requirements is to be familiar with the sources that articulate those requirements. The program guidelines for Title I Part C are an important resource. They can be found in the Funding Opportunities page under the ESSA Consolidated Application. Another valuable source is the program-specific provisions and assurances for Title I Part C, which can also be found in the Grants Opportunities page under the ESSA Consolidated Application section. Another very useful resource is the Title I Part C Migrant Education Program Guide, which is found in the TEA Title I Part C Education of Migratory Children webpage. A link to this resource and other resources mentioned in this session are provided as part of the PowerPoint presentation. Program requirements can be found in the Title I Part C Program Guide program description. In addition, all Migrant Education Program grant recipients must operate and implement the program in accordance with all the provisions and assurances of Title I Part C. Some of the key program requirements include: the LEA is responsible for incorporating all MIP activities, services, plans, and guidelines into a migrant-specific section of the District Improvement Plan and updating it on a yearly basis. MIP activities shall address the identified and unique educational needs of migratory children that result from their migratory lifestyle, and to permit these children to participate effectively in school. Give priority to serving priority for service migratory children. Identification and recruitment of migratory children is also a very essential requirement. Entry into the Texas New Generation System, TX-NGS. Providing for advocacy and outreach activities for migratory children and their families. Promote parental participation. Provide information regarding family literacy. Coordinate with available programs offering options for credit accrual and recovery. Coordinating and collaborating with sending and receiving districts and states, and conducting a program evaluation. Now we will address the Title I Part C fiscal requirements. Allocations to individual LEAs are determined based on statutory formulas. According to ESSA Section 1304B5, in determining the amount of any subgrants the SEA will award to the LOAs, the SEA must take into account the number of migratory children, the needs of migratory children who have priority for service, PFS, and availability of funds from federal, state, and local programs. The methodology used to allocate Texas MIP funds to LEAs can be found in the ESSA Funding Reference Manual, which is located under Administering a Grant, Training, and Other Resources. Supplement, not supplant. What does supplement, not supplant mean? It is a phrase used to describe the requirement that MEP funds may only be used to supplement the level of funds that would, in the absence of MEP funds, be made available from non-federal sources for the education of children participating in MEP projects. SEAs and local operating agencies may not use MEP funds to supplant or replace non-federal funds. When referring to priority for service, we are referring to the requirement that SEAs must prioritize specific migratory children when providing MEP-funded services. Priority for service children are children who made a qualifying move within the previous one-year period and are failing or at most risk of failing to meet the challenging state academic standards or have dropped out of school. Another requirement to consider is a consultation with the Parent Advisory Council. In planning and operating of programs and projects at both the state and local agency operating level, there is consultation with parents of migratory children, including parent advisory councils, for programs and projects not less than 1 school year in duration, and that all such programs and projects are carried out in a manner that provides for the same parental involvement as is required for programs and projects under 1116, unless extraordinary circumstances make such provisions impractical, and in a format and language understandable to parents. A very essential resource for program compliance of Title I Part C is the Program Compliance Report, PR 1200, which also includes a Program Compliance Self-Check Guide.
Priority for Service, PFS. Program Requirement for PFS. According to Section 1304D of ESEA, as amended by ESSA, in providing services with Title I Part C funds, the LEA shall give priority to serving priority for service migratory children with MEP funds before using migrant funds to address the needs of other migratory children. PFS students are defined as migratory children who have made a qualifying move within the previous one-year period and who are failing or most at risk of failing to meet the challenging state academic standards or who have dropped out of school. The following is a breakdown of the PFS students by grade level and performance period between the years of 1920 and 2021. As you can see, we have had a significant decrease in the number of identified PFS students. This can be related to the decrease of overall migratory students being identified in the state. Additionally, because we utilize the state assessment as part of the criteria to qualify the student for PFS, the fact that we did not have state assessment in the 2021 school year affected those numbers. PFS process. The TA has developed a PFS implementation process. It's broken down into 4 different steps and is highlighted by different colors depending on who is responsible. Green for the LEAs, beige for the ESCs, and blue for TEA. The first step, the LEA completes their annual PFS Action Plan, and the LEA will submit the PFS Action Plan to the respective ESCs. Step 2, running the monthly PFS reports and completing the individual PFS programs review. The LEA will submit the monthly PFS reports to the respective ESCs. The LEA will complete an individual PFS progress review form to monitor the services and growth of each PFS student at a minimum of twice per year. The LEA will maintain documentation and provide the TA upon request. Step 3. This involves the ESCs and the LEAs. The ESC will review the PFS reports and the PFS action plan submitted and provide training and technical assistance as needed. ESCs will increase a filling system for each district, which will include the current PFS action plan and their monthly PFS reports. In addition, the ESC will conduct sampling reviews of individualized PFS progress review forms as part of the TX-NGS quality control process. ESCs will review the PFS reports and support the documentation used for encoding into TX-NGS. The ESC should have these documents readily available for TEA. And finally, step 4. This involves TA. TA will randomly request documentation to support the PFS implementation to ensure PFS students are receiving the appropriate individualized services to address their academic needs. PFS Action Plan. This is something that we have developed at TEA and is a requirement for all districts that serve migratory children to complete one and update them every year. In the PFS Action Plan, we have a breakdown of the citation that explains the need to identify PFS students and serving them. Additionally, we give you the criteria for selecting a student as a PFS student. The PFS Action Plan also includes a breakdown of the goals and objectives for each for the district as they develop their plan for serving priority for service students. This includes the different strategies, the timelines, the personnel responsible, and the documentation that shows the progress that has been made. Again, the PFS Action Plan should be completed every year. If a district doesn't have migratory students identified for the year, we still encourage them to complete a PFS Action Plan. Due to the high mobility of migratory families, it is possible that a migratory child can come to your district later in the year. And this will ensure that you have the necessary steps just in case you have a migratory child who's also a PFS student. Continuous Improvement Cycle Update. Sources that inform and guide the MEPS, CNA, SDP, and evaluation. The statute, Section 1306 of ESA, has to do with the CNA and the SDP. Section 75.118 and 75.590 of the Uniform Guidance are related to evaluation. Regulations, 34 CFR 200.8 have to do with the CNA and the SDP. 34 CFR 200.84 has to do with evaluation. Non-regulatory guidance, Chapter 4 has to do with the CNA and the SDP, and Chapter 8 has to do with evaluation. The continuous improvement cycle ensures that we are serving students with the most up-to-date data and information, as well as updating the plan of service and evaluating the way that our services are affecting migratory children in the state. The Comprehensive Needs Assessment, or CNA, It informs and guides all aspects of the MEP planning and identify needs. The Service Delivery Plan, or SDP, defines the statewide services that will meet the identified needs, and the evaluation determines if the services have met the mark. The Texas Continuous Improvement Timeline. In 2019-2020, the CNA was updated. Additionally, we completed the evaluation for the 2017 SDP. In 2020, the SDP was updated. The 21-22 application includes MPOs and strategies from the new SDP. The 2019-2020 evaluation for the 2017 SDP was completed. In 2021-22, the 2020-2021 evaluation of the SDP was completed as well, and we implemented the updated 2021 SDP. In 2022-2023, the 2021-2022 evaluation of the 2021 SDP was completed. And for the upcoming year of 2023-2024, the 2022-2023 evaluation of the 2021 SDP will be completed as well. The Office of Migrant Education has the following requirements for all migrant education programs at all states. We have to update the CNA every 2 to 3 years, update the SDP after each CNA has been conducted, and conduct an annual performance or evaluation results. Resources. What does the state provide to support the LEAs and ESCs in addressing the identified needs of migratory children? We have a vast amount of resources that we have developed in collaboration with vendors and subgrantees in order to meet the identified needs of migratory children. This is the breakdown. We provide funding for all eligible LEAs. Additionally, there's funding for all 20 ESCs. We have the MEP Systems Initiative with Region 1, the MEP Capacity Building Initiative with Region 20, the MEP Curriculum Initiative with Region 20, the TMIP Initiative with PSJAISD. Our data systems, TX-NGS and M6, are with Catapult, and our continuous improvement cycle, which is part of the CNA, the SDP, and the program evaluation are part of, they're under Meta.
All of the resources that will be shared with you today have been developed as a part of these two grant initiatives, the MEP Consolidated Capacity Building Initiative and the MEP Curriculum Initiative. The TMIP portal provides links to relevant sites and resources available for all staff and parents who support migratory students. The purpose of the portal is to provide easy access to a wide variety of materials and information intended to meet the needs of Texas migratory children and their families. Parents and families have a couple of links available for them from the TMIP portal homepage. When users click Resources, they will find a page with many different resources available to support them. We can see here that the links are sorted into 3 categories: educational support, social services, and support for workers. All of this information is available in both English and Spanish, and the portal includes a Google Translate feature for many additional languages. The second link available for parents and families is shown here. This is the link that directs families to content created specifically for them in the AIMS portal. Parents can click Migrant Education Program Support for Parents and Families from the TMIP homepage to access this content created by the Texas MEP to support families of children who qualify for the Migrant Education Program in Texas. There is only one section of the TMIP portal that is password protected and can only be accessed by ESC MEP staff. This section is not accessible to LEA MEP staff. It's located at the bottom of the homepage titled ESC MEP Staff Only section. This section contains training PowerPoints and resources from TOTs delivered by the TEA that are available and accessible to ESC MEP staff. There is a section that is available for all MEP staff without a login. We can see the ESC and LEA MEP staff section circled on the screen. Here, users can find the collection of resources that are available to support all MEP staff. You can see these resources on the screen on the right. Let's look closer at a few of the resources that are included on this page. The first one is the AIMS portal in the top row center column. It is indicated with the circle on the slide. The AIMS portal was designed to provide clear and concise procedures and processes to support MEP staff and migratory families in Texas. The purpose of the portal is to help ensure all students enrolled in the Texas MEP have consistent inter- and intrastate support wherever their families are living and working. Information about the different types of programs that are available here in Texas are linked in the introduction, which is located under the two videos on the home page. This information may be useful for new MEP staff as they learn more about how they fit in the program overall. As you will see in just a moment, content within the portal is organized by the different MEP programs that are available. So this introduction is helpful if you are not sure where to start on this portal. Users will choose their role from the menu to access content relevant to them and the type of program they work with. As you can see, the options include independent project district staff, SSA member district staff, non-project district staff, ESC staff supporting project districts, ESC staff serving as a fiscal agent for SSAs, ESC staff supporting non-project districts, and parents and families. Now, if we return back to the MEP staff section of the TMIP portal, we look back at the resources available here, and we're going to take a closer look at another resource available through the Curriculum Initiative. This resource is a Bright Beginning Early Childhood Program, and you can see it indicated in the center row, second down. A Bright Beginning is an early literacy program for 3- and 4-year-old children in the Texas Migrant Education Program. The purpose of A Bright Beginning is to build the early literacy skills of migratory children and to involve parents in the education of their children. The goal for children who participate in this program is to develop the pre-reading skills necessary to be successful in kindergarten. The goal for parents who participate in the home-based version of this program is to learn the strategies they need to support their children's oral language development and to help develop early literacy skills. Since MEP-funded services must support the unmet educational needs of migratory children, the A Bright Beginning program is a program provided to migratory children who are not currently being served by another school readiness program. A full-day school readiness program will likely meet the educational needs and provide the maximum benefit to children in terms of preparing them for kindergarten. So those programs, like pre-K or Head Start, should be the priority whenever available. When migratory children ages 3 to 5 are unable to be served by any of these school readiness programs, for whatever reason, then the A Bright Beginning program can be offered to help meet this need. The last resource that we're going to look at together today is the Project SMART Summer Math Program. A link for this program can be found on the MEP staff section of the TMIP portal, center column, the 4th resource down. You can see this indicated on the screen. Project SMART is a Texas summer math program designed to strengthen the math skills of migratory students who have completed grades K through 8. The purpose of Project SMART is to improve the math skills of migratory children through research-based instruction. The program focuses primarily on math skills and also includes literature lessons and, in the school-based setting, STEM or science, technology, engineering, and math projects. Each participating student completes a mathematics pre-assessment on the first day of the program and a mathematics post-assessment on the last day, in order to determine the specific gains made through participation in the program. The program is organized into 5 grade bands. Each grade band has 4 units of instruction with 3 math lessons in each unit. You can see on the slide the 5 grade bands include kindergarten, grade band 1 and 2, grade bands 3 and 4, grade bands 5 and 6, and grade bands 7 and 8. For the center-based program, included are math lessons, family games, a spiral review, fun with fractions lessons, literature lessons, and STEM activities. Considering that you will have less time for a home-based lesson, the home-based program includes math lessons and a family game. All the other components are still available to use if time permits. In order for migratory children to participate in Project SMART, MEP staff in each school district first identify and recruit migratory children grades K through 8. Determine whether a Project SMART program may be offered in their region. The determining factors may be whether there are enough migratory children remaining in the district over the summer to be served, whether the students who will be in the district over the summer are going to be enrolled in the district's summer school program, since the Project SMART summer program must be supplemental to any required district program. Another consideration is whether the district has qualified staff to teach each grade band. Once the district determines they can offer a Project SMART program because they have students to serve and staff to deliver the instruction, the district then will offer the Project SMART program to parents of children in the designated grade bands for the upcoming summer.
MEP Systems Initiative Network of Support. The purpose of the MEP Systems Initiative is to increase the knowledge of identification and recruitment for all participants of the MEP throughout the state. In order to achieve this, they create the IDNR state course and provide the certification. They provide IDNR strategies, activities, and trainings. They also man the TX-NGS and IDNR help desk. They additionally have the Texas Family Helpline, which is open to all Texas families as they move throughout the state and even to other states. They have the statewide research and analysis initiative, and they also support us with the focus group coordination. The MEP Systems Initiative provides us a network of supports. They have the IDNR help desk, which assists the state in prompt and efficient responses to IDNR questions and provide technical assistance to others. They have the IDNR research and analysis. These provide research-based statewide tools and review current and former migration trends. They have the TX-NGS help desk, which assists the state in providing responses to TX-NGS questions and provide technical assistance. Training solutions, they develop and provide training materials and resources for IDNR and TX-NGS. They additionally have the Texas Family Helpline, the Texas-based migrant students and families toll-free number for educational and support services. And they also have the community practitioners. They organize and coordinate the statewide focus groups, which include the IDNR, TX-NGS, and out-of-school youth. We also want to highlight the Migratory Family Helpline. This 1-800 number provides a toll-free number for Texas migratory families as they move throughout the state and even to other states. They can help them locate educational and support services as they move. Another initiative that we have is the Texas Migrant Interstate Program, or TMIP. TMIP provides out-of-state STAR testing services for all grade levels and all subjects except for STAR Alternate 2. It helps us bridge the gap that will help migratory children have continuity in their education. They have the interstate and interstate coordination. They help us collaborate and coordinate with our colleagues in other states to focus on students identified as priority for service, ensure migratory children are not penalized due to the difference in curriculum, graduation requirements, and state academic content. Additionally, TMIP develops many interstate connections with the MEP vested stakeholders in all the receiving states, and assistance in acquiring documents needed for enrollment. Additionally, TMIP also has an online directory available on the TMIP website. This is exciting, but coming soon, TMIP will provide information regarding HEP and CAMP opportunities nationwide and student leadership opportunities available nationwide as well. Provide presentations in Spanish and English for parents, students, campus administration, central office, and other administration. Assist in the coordination and consolidation of credits or coordination of credits for advancement. provide free online tutorials, provide free course study guides, and coordinate credit accrual and credit recovery. Host a free Interstate and Interstate workshop that happens in February, and recognizes Texas exemplary migratory students. Finally, this is the contact information for TMIP. If any of your migratory students need assistance with mobility, TMIP is a great resource. Next, we have our state database for migratory student information, also known as the Texas New Generation System, or TX-NGS. TX-NGS is a web-based interstate information network that communicates demographic, educational, and health data on migratory students to educators within the state to efficiently collect and maintain complete and accurate migratory student educational and health data. To obtain access to TX-NGS, please complete the TX-NGS oath form and submit it to your ESC. Next, we want to highlight the national database for migratory students, also known as M6, or the Migrant Student Information Exchange. The M6 is the national database that links states' migratory student records to facilitate the national exchange of migratory students' educational and health information among the states. TX-NGS was the first system to be fully implemented on the national system. To access M6, please complete the user application and submit it to your ESC. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the Migrant Education Program at TEA. Our contact information can be found on the next slide. Here's the contact information for the Migrant Education Program at TEA. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to us either via email at migrant.ed@tea.texas.gov or at 512-463-9499. Thank you. And last, we want to thank you for all you do for the migratory children of Texas. Thank you.